humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. That's something that everybody is talking about right now, and it is terrible. This war between Russia and Ukraine, this war between Russia and US fought over the territory of Ukraine is terrible for everyone. I have in the past said that I think it's probably not for the wrong reasons. Well, the war is wrong. I mean, there is no occasion where I, as an individual, would ever promote or would ever accept violence. But I think there is a change in the world order that is needed, which is why this war. However, we'll get back to that later on in some other episode. Today, I want to talk about the grim situation. And I'm not just talking about the grim situation in Ukraine. I think between COVID, between what is happening in Ukraine and some of the other global factors, we are seeing an extremely deepeningly worrying situation as far as humanitarian food availability, as far as aid availability is concerned. We are already seeing multiple countries across the world enter into sad situations. Yemen, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Peru, Central African Republic, and I can keep going on and on and on. Ukraine has been responsible for nearly 40% of food availability, in wheat availability in a lot of these areas. And that is probably not going to come for some time. Russia on its part has been responsible for a lot of stuff, not just energy, but a lot of food and other elements that comes from there. And that is probably going to suffer for a little bit. We have seen a rise in inflation, but we haven't seen the end of it yet. It's probably going to continue like this for a little bit before it gets better. And this is what worries me. There is an increasingly troubling situation across the world, wherein geographies, wherein nations, countries, wherein people are going to start suffering more and more. Suffer because of increase in energy prices, suffer because of increase in inflation, and more importantly, suffer because of pure lack of food availability, pure because of lack of essentials availability to them. This problem that is happening right now in China, while it is part of COVID, but this Shanghai lockdown, this lockdown in Hong Kong, this problem in other parts of China is terrible. It is going to lead to a much larger increase in inflation than we are seeing so far. So I think it's starting to come together as kind of a perfect storm, wherein everything is aligning to make it worse, to make it bad. I don't know what stock market is drinking right now. What portion are they on such that they don't see this terrible environment around and they continue to keep rising? Well, I see one of the reasons as the amount of money that has been printed over the last some time. I mean, in US, for example, 80% of all currency in circulation has been printed over the last few years. So, and that I think is what keeps stock market going, but that I think is what is going to cause a much further larger increase in inflation. So on our part, we all need to be conscious, cognizant of the fact that there is a deep crisis coming. Deep crisis if this war doesn't escalate into something bigger. And probably at the brink of something much larger in case this war does escalate. Well, I always love to bring good news to you guys. Right now, I don't think the news around the world is good. But we'll keep coming back to you with more updates, with talking more about what is going on around us. Till then, keep watching, keep subscribed to the channel, and keep looking at Truth Shots with Kapil. See you guys.